I wanted to bring up a couple of points here about why I don't watch the WWE very often. I have a Peacock account, and I watch some of the Attitude Era, New Generation Era stuff, and I watch some of the pay-per-views that I watched from years ago when they were live on pay-per-view. And I wanted to bring up how I don't care for nowadays how the WWE has all this. They start to show off with they have the commentators, then they have the two wrestlers that are going to go at it in the main event, I think. Then they have them smack talk the whole time, and then they have them go at it for about 5, 6, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and then they start oh, that's going to be the big event. Then they do it for another, maybe two other wrestlers. I don't understand it because when I would watch it a long time ago, they would have wrestling. I went to one years ago at Pershing Auditorium when that was here in Lincoln, Nebraska. They had Sheamus, they had Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the big show, and they had this. I looked at this event. I looked at this who was all there years ago, maybe about a year ago, a couple months ago, and they had Randy Orton and the Big Show wrestle Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the Generation X, when they were together, and then also they had Mark Henry versus Sheamus, and Sheamus had just won the WWE Championship, and that was pretty recent, at the time. He wanted at TLC, beat John Cena in a tables match. John Cena fell off the top rope, and he went through a table, and Sheamus won the WWE Championship. And I remember seeing Sheamus. He was pretty good sized wrestler. He's pretty tall. He had just won, and the second point is about how I don't like all the SmackDown, and I don't like how they don't have kayfabe. None of them have kayfabe. It seems like none of the wrestlers like Undertaker, for example. For 30 years he wrestled. He wrestled from when he was like 20 till he was in his late 50s. He did not have any sort of social media. He stayed off social media to protect kayfabe. There was even this one time he'd go on interviews, and he would not do any sort of interviewing without his uniform on, his attire, because he wanted to protect kayfabe, and also he just would not have social media until he retired. That was a couple years ago, but he was. The thing about it is, I like seeing a wrestler, that's legit, like they're in the business to just wrestle. And I don't care for Brock Lesnar, because when I would watch him, I've seen him wrestle like on Peacock, and it just seemed like with him, he just wanted to hurt people. If you watch, I think WrestleMania, what is it, 29 or 20? It's either 28 or 29, one of the two, where he wrestles Triple H, and what led up to it was he broke Shawn Michaels' arm. It just seemed like he just wanted to hurt other wrestlers, and it seemed that way in the Ruthless Aggression era when he was in that too. I don't care for him just because of that. It kind of seems old after a while watching somebody that just picks them up and throws them on their face. It just kind of seems old. And it seemed like he had a lot of kayfabe. He's not, from what I watched when he would do the entrance. It didn't. And I don't. The other point is, I don't like a thing when I see Cody Rhodes and they sync the music to his mask taking it off. I think it's silly, because when I think of those big champions, like the great Hulk Hogan's, the great Triple H when they had the championship belts, there's no way on God's green earth, and Undertaker when he had it, and Sheamus, that you can name all the champions. There's no way that they're gonna sync the music to their entrance. It's gonna be synced pretty good to their entrance. But when I think of the big championship matches, like say WrestleMania 25, Randy Orton versus Triple H. Triple H is trying to win for Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon and all the McMahons. Randy Orton wants that championship belt. I think of that one. There's no way Triple H was gonna walk down that ramp and take a picture with a bunch of fans because he's got the championship belt. No, he walked out there ready to beat the heck out of Randy Orton, and he did. I mean, nowadays it's just when I see Cody Rhodes, I don't think he's the greatest champion, just for the simple reason that he just, I don't like it doesn't sit well with me how he walks out there and they sync it rightly to his mask taking off, and then he takes pictures with a fan while he's a champion. You know, I saw a podcast of Kevin Nash saying, you know, the champions, when he was a champion, he never would do that. He would never do that. He had as much kayfabe as you can imagine. He would go out there to wrestle, not to sit there and interact with fans, or I could see that interacting with fans once a show's done, but not like during the show, just to wrestle and beat the hell out of the other guy and just absolutely put everything on the line for that match, you know. And that's where I'm at with it. They need to just wrestle hard, you know, and follow the script, you know, follow your time keys with the ref, you know. And that's just kind of where I'm at with that. That's all. And the fourth point is, you know, when I think of these wrestlers that just wrestle for the championship belts on pay-per-view, I think it's silly. I think they need to do it like the Attitude Era, because on the Attitude Era, they would sometimes would have championship belt matches on Raw that night for the main event. And they could easily do that. I don't see why they don't. And sometimes they don't even have the tag teams on the pay-per-view card. It's just kind of goofy. And I don't know why that is, but I guess we'll never know until you're in that position, I guess. But as far as that goes, there's nothing else to say. I will say I like to listen to Undertaker's podcasts. They're pretty cool to listen to. 6 Feet Under podcast on YouTube. I like to listen to that. And it's pretty cool. He never had social media for 30 years. He was so interested in making that character as good as it could be. And all he had was probably an email and a phone number and a phone. And he didn't have a way to post anything on social media until after he retired. And and all the wrestlers nowadays, they all have social media, and they all probably have a public relations, and they all have somebody managing their social media to post something else, post this, post that. And I think it's whatever. It's not my cup of tea if that's what you want, but it's whatever. And I just think it's not going to be too much longer. And some of the ones like I mentioned earlier in the video, like Randy Orton, and Randy Orton probably will retire. I don't know when he'll come back. I would say, if I had to guess when he'll come back, I would say he'll come back at the Royal Rumble. And I would say maybe then, if I had to guess, he'll come back at the Royal Rumble. But I don't know. Maybe he'll win the Royal Rumble, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. But I want to thank everybody that watches my videos. Thank you for watching them. Please subscribe, comment, and like the video, and share it. If you have any comments, comment them. And thank you for watching, and comment if you have any comments, and like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.